been over 12 years since AMD introduced us to the first generation of GCN GPUs, a legendary architecture which produced some iconic cards. One of them certainly was the HT 7870, today's test subject. The 7870 was quite a powerhouse back in the day. With its 2GB of VRAM and a decent amount of processing power, the $350 you spent on it back in the day would have gotten you some pretty good gaming experience. 12 years later, these cards are going for next to nothing on the used market. And with a TDP of 180 watts, there are certainly better options out there that consume much less power and perform much better. As you can see, the fans on the GPU aren't the ones that came with the card, as it is a common issue for these GPUs, especially the Sapphire models, to have some quite terrible longevity on the fans, so I had to replace the original ones. That certainly shouldn't stop us from doing some benchmarks. So without wasting any more time, let's get on to do some tests. These benchmarks don't really tell the full story. Of course, the card did a decent job of handling some of the games tested, but the thing is, with missing support for DirectX 12 and the latest drivers, there's a pretty limited amount of games it can actually start. Nevertheless, it handled the esports titles pretty good in my opinion, while obviously struggling on the newer AAA releases. But overall, not a bad showing for a 12-year-old mid-range GPU. In conclusion, you already know the answer whether you should or should not get this kind of a GPU in 2024. Certainly look out for some newer, more efficient cards, like the RX 500 series. Regardless of that, the point of this video wasn't to inspire you to get a 12-year-old card. I just wanted to see how such old hardware holds up after a very long time, and to a degree, it still has fighting chances, especially on the esports segment. Thanks for joining me on this short trip back to the beginning of the GCN era for AMD. Hope to see you in my next projects as well.